Welcome in to 76ers Now by Chat Sports. I am Jake Chipper. Thank you so much for making us a part of your day. And on today's show, I'm going to be giving you 3 questions that I have for the 76ers that they need to answer during the preseason before the start of regular season action. Going to get through those 3 questions, but before we do, we are so close to a massive, massive milestone here on the channel, just 24 subs away from 20K. Let's get there on today's show. You get news, rumors, analysis all throughout the season and in the offseason. The only place you need to go for your 76ers news all season long. So lock us in, hit that sub button, and let's get to 20K, baby, off this video. So, 76ers play basketball tonight. Finally, for the first time this season, we're going to get to see the Sixers in action with this new roster after they made a lot of changes during the offseason. They get it going tonight, Monday night, against the New Zealand Breakers. Funny enough, that team actually features 7'6" Taco Fall on the roster. And then starting on Friday, they start playing NBA teams. You got the Timberwolves on Friday. Very next day, you travel to Boston to play the Celtics. You got the Atlanta Hawks on the 14th, then the Nets on the 16th, and they finish out their preseason schedule at Orlando to take on the Magic on Friday, October 18th. And then after that, we're so close. It's the start of the NBA regular season. The 76ers do open up their action on Wednesday, October 23rd. It's a rematch from last year's season opener at home against the Milwaukee Bucks. They finished a couple games better than the Sixers last year. If you remember, that opening night game last season came down to the wire. A little bit of a controversial game as Giannis kind of put up a shot, got his own rebound after he airballed. Should have been a travel. It wasn't called. Dame hit a big three. Sixers ended up losing that game, so going to get a rematch of that one here on opening night for Philadelphia. Going to get to see all the new additions with Paul George joining Joel Embiid, Tyrese Maxey, and, of course, all the other new pieces they added in the offseason. Cannot wait for that. We are so close. But before we get there, we got to get through the preseason. And during the preseason, there are a few questions I have, a few things I want to see from this team as they enter the regular season. And first, this is probably my biggest question, is who are the backup wings? Right now, your starting lineup, it's going to be Tyrese Maxey, Kelly Oubre, Paul George, Caleb Martin, Joel Embiid. Those are the 5 they're going to see running out there in the starting unit. But after that, your backup wings, it's going to be a battle for minutes between KJ Martin, Ricky Council, and Gershon Yabusele, who they signed after his Olympic run over for France. And all 3 of these guys are either unproven, young, or just need to show something in the NBA they have not shown up to this point. And we can start here with KJ Martin, who a few seasons ago when he was playing for the Houston Rockets, put up decent numbers, 12 points a game, and since then came over to Philadelphia from the Clippers in the James Harden trade and just hasn't gotten a whole lot of run in his time here and hasn't gotten really an opportunity to show what he can do. Now, he's a very athletic player. KJ Martin has said throughout training camp he hopes to use some of that athleticism to help this team, with some dirty work, getting rebounds, hitting the glass. And he's also trying to expand his offensive game to be able to knock down some threes. If he is able to do that, I think KJ Martin could be a real impactful rotation piece, but we haven't seen that from KJ Martin in his career so far, the ability to hit from the outside. He's obviously working on it. Can he show throughout the preseason he can be trusted enough offensively to space the floor and play next to Joel Embiid and get real minutes? The guy I'm most excited for is Ricky Council IV. Woo pig, baby. Shout out Jersey Trace in Arkansas. Ricky Council didn't get a lot of run in his rookie season last year, but when he did, he was very, very good. Games against the Spurs and the Wizards, for example, where we saw him playing down the stretch when the Sixers had a lot of injuries, and he showed that with his athleticism and the effort he was able to provide and his defensive versatility, he was able to play real minutes and make an impact against other real NBA players. Now, of course, he's still a very young player. We did see in the Summer League, his confidence really, really grew, especially with the ball in his hands, and his three-point shot looked way more comfortable shooting behind the arc than he did as a rookie. So what kind of strides is he going to be able to make? Nick Nurse said he's going to have a real opportunity to make an impact on this rotation. So during preseason, can he prove to be a guy that can give you 15-ish, 20 minutes a game, maybe start in some spots if the Sixers need it, and be a trusted backup wing? And then another very intriguing player that we're going to have to see what he can do is Gershon Yabusele. We all know Gershon Yabusele had an outstanding run for France in the Olympics. It's the reason he got this contract here with the 76ers. two things that I need to see from Gershon Yabusele if he's going to make an impact on this rotation. One, being 6'8", 265, the Sixers really, really struggled rebounding the basketball last year. Can he be an energy guy who hits the glass, gets those rebounds, and helps this team out when Joel Embiid is not on the floor? And is his three-point shot reliable? Can it be trusted? One of his biggest issues when he came into the NBA as a young player for the Boston Celtics many, many years ago was he just wasn't able to space the floor effectively. Over the past few years, playing for Real Madrid and playing for France in the Olympics, he showed an improved ability to hit the outside shot. Now, of course, the NBA line is a little bit farther than the line is overseas, so will he be able to shoot 36, 37, even 40% from three? If he can do those two things and be that energy guy, bring that hustle, Yabusele can also make an impact on this rotation, as Nick Nurse said he's going to have a chance to. But between those three guys, you got to find at least one, hopefully two of them, that can give you real minutes this season, especially to start off the year, and hopefully at least one of them can be an impact player on the rotation as you head into the postseason. I got two more questions that I'm going to get to as the Sixers go through preseason action. But before I get to those, I want to hear from you guys and see what you guys think and what you have to say. What is your biggest question for the 76ers this season that you want to see answered during the preseason? This is going to be the pinned comment on today's video. So if you get hit with that YouTube ad break, be sure to go down to the comments and let me know. Prize Picks is the sponsor of today's 76ers. Now, I got two more questions to get to, but got to tell you guys first about Prize Picks. Prize Picks is the best place to get real money sports action. It's real simple. All you do is pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections, and you can win some real cash. And right now on Prize Picks, you can actually win up to 100 times your money with as little as 4 correct picks. And there is no better time to sign up than today, because we got a great offer for the people out there. If you sign up today, you get $50 instantly when you play $5. You don't even need to win to receive that $50 bonus. It is guaranteed. PrizePicks is the best way to win real money this football and basketball season. If you know ball, you can put that knowledge to the test, and in less than 60 seconds, make your picks and turn your sports opinions into real money all season long on PrizePicks. One of the other things I love about PrizePicks is their season-long projections. You saw my picks flashed up on the screen a moment ago. I'm rocking with Tyrese Maxey to hit more than 2.8 3-pointers per game, Joel Embiid more than 32.1 points per game, and I like Victor Wembanyama more than 24.7 points per game. So that's that simple with PrizePicks. Download the app today. Use code CLNS to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Again, download the app today and use code CLNS to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. PrizePicks. Run your game. All right, my second question here heading into the preseason for the 76ers. Can the rookies get minutes, and can they make an impact if they do receive those minutes? We're going to be talking about, obviously, both Jared McCain and Adem Bona. Let's start here with Jared McCain. Was a Sixers first-round pick this past season, and he's really been turning heads during training camp. Joel Embiid even said at one point Jared McCain was the best player at 76ers training camp. Not the best rookie, the best player. And Jared McCain, look, he's going to be behind Kyle Lowry and Reggie Jackson and Eric Gordon trying to get minutes in that guard rotation for the 76ers. But all three of those players are vets and have been around for a long time. Jared McCain offers that youth, that energy, and with his skill set, if he can knock down 40% of his threes like he did at Duke, handle the basketball a little bit, get to the line, create a little bit, he has upside to be a very good player in this league. Now, Nick Nurse has said that both Jared McCain and Adem Bona are probably going to spend time in the G League. We know Nick Nurse came up as a coach through the G League. He loves that process. He loves the ability to get guys to progress through the G League and really take his time with developing younger players. But if Jared McCain can come out in the preseason and show, look, I can shoot from deep, I can handle the rock a little bit, be that combo guard and hold my own defensively, I think Jared McCain can show that he can get real minutes, as can Adem Bona. Now, Adem Bona is also in a very intriguing situation because right now he's the Sixers' third center, but of course we know Joel Embiid is going to be missing time this season as the 76ers try to hold him out at points and prepare him for the postseason. That would set up Andre Drummond to move from the backup to the starting center, and then Adem Bona is the only other center left on the rotation, unless you want to throw Gershon Yabusele into some small ball 5 lineups. But Adam Bona is another player who really impressed me during the summer league, showed off his athleticism and what he can do defensively, and has also been solid throughout training camp. So can he take advantage of his opportunity and show Nick Nurse, like, hey, I might start in the G League, and that's fine. I like young players starting in the G League. But when Embiid's not playing, look, Bona can really, really make an impact as a guy who can use his athleticism to be a rim protector and then use that athleticism on the offensive end to go up and get lobs and just be a hustle guy. So a great opportunity here for both rookies, I think, to show Nick Nurse that they do deserve minutes, if not at the beginning of the year, as the season moves along after they spend some time in the G League. And then finally, my last question here for the 76ers, it's just, what is this team's identity going to be, right? It's a new roster. Only a few guys returning from last season. So Nick Nurse is going to, and throughout training camp, have some struggles and try to decide how is this team going to play, right? When you show up every single night once the regular season starts, what are the things this team is going to hang their hat on? What are they going to show up to every game and say, this is what we want to accomplish, and this is how we're going to win basketball games? Because, again, with a completely new roster, things aren't going to gel right away. So what things are you going to be stressing and looking for this team to do? One of the things Nick Nurse said during training camp was one of their philosophies is the ball wins. By that, he means winning the possession game on offense, not turning the ball over, making sure you get up a good shot every single time down the court, and then defensively forcing a lot of turnovers, making those hustle plays, getting to those loose balls to try to get as many possessions as you can and win the turnover battle and win the possession battle in every game. So Nick Nurse was stressing that early on in training camp. We'll see if that's kind of what they establish throughout the preseason, because the preseason is a great time for them to establish some of those fundamentals, and we can see exactly how they're going to want to play and how they're going to want to win games, even if we're probably not going to see a whole lot of Joel Embiid or Paul George or even Kyle Lowry and Reggie Jackson. Nick Nurse said aren't going to play a whole lot. We're still going to be able to see the foundations of how this team wants to play as the season begins and they start to get all of those players back. So those are my 3 questions that I have for the Philadelphia 76ers heading into the NBA regular season. And as we get through preseason, make sure to follow us on Instagram. We do have a new Instagram account, @76ersNowIG, posting on there almost every single day. If you want even more 76ers coverage and content that we bring to you here, make sure you give us a follow over there. We did just surpass 100 followers on our Instagram. We got some short form content over there, daily posts every day, so you know the latest going on around the 76ers. So be sure to follow us @76ersNowIG, and we'll see you next time here on 76ers Now.